Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Happy up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
So, I also had the first St. Bonaventure player I had on the show was Glenn Hagan. He goes way back.
Buckets.
Yes. He was telling me the numbers he was getting. I couldn't believe it. I was like, serious?
I'll tell you a story about Glenn Hagan. He came back for alumni weekend after my first year at St. Bonaventure, and he played against our team, and I was embarrassed. He is a true bucket getter. He
Yes.
really played the game. And salute to him. You know, guys
Definitely.
Eric Hicks and all the guys. You know,
And I forgot about Eric Hicks. That's right. Eric Hicks, who played along with him, Glenn Hagan. He the one who put me on to Glenn, and we've been cool ever since. Look, Eric Hicks, big supporter of the show.
There you go. Class act all the way. You're doing a great job coaching over there.
Yeah. So, how tough was the Atlantic 10 back then, man?
Oh, it was tough. You had Rhode Island was ranked, Temple was ranked, West Virginia was ranked, Chris Brooks, God bless, it was endless.
Definitely, rest in peace to my guy, Chris Brooks, yeah.
Endless guys from New York. The Atlantic 10 was rough. And I think the best year we had was my freshman year. But the Atlantic 10 got a lot of props after they started bringing in more guys from New York. I just put it that way.
Yeah, I never forget that game where Silk killed Duke in the Sweet 16, and they just came up short. You know, I knew the ref wasn't going to let them win, but Silk gave them boys 27. Him and Tom Garrett, they went to work on those guys.
And Tom played. Actually, he played over in Leverkusen in Germany.
Wow.
While I was over there, so I was like the Green-Eyed Bandit. Yeah.
Right.
No, but you know, it's just like the competition was just so on such a high level. It's like every night that you played. I mean, it's pretty, similar now. You have very talented, more athletic players at the moment, but the physicality that we had to go through, the mental part of the game was so much more than it is now.
Yes.
I earned Defensive Player of the Year. It was 3 out of the 4 years I was there. It was 3 out of the 4 years. Because the rest of the guys on my team, they had their job. We had guys that could score. You had Elmer, and you had Rocky, you had Barry Munger, you had Doug Turner, and the other guys that play with me. And my job was to make sure that nobody came through the middle. And nobody, if anybody got beat, that I was there for my teammate. And I took it kind of personal, because my scholarship for me was a little bit different than everybody else's somehow. Because I was playing for my whole family. I was playing for my mom. And if I complete my degree, that was going to be in her honor. So every time I stepped on the floor and I put that brown and white on, that was our colors. It was literally a badge of honor. And it's like, your 5 is against our 5, you guys are going to have a hard night. So when I was playing against, Tim Perry from Temple and Oswald and all them, ask Tim Perry who was blocking his shot when he was averaging 15. I held him to 6. Yeah,
wow.
He's a good player. He's a super talented player. Love competing against him. Ramon Rivas, also from Puerto Rico, was on the Puerto Rican national team. We went at it, physical, you know. And then you have your guys like Derek Brow and Derek Coleman and all up in Syracuse. We played against some good people, you know.
One of the pictures you sent me is you going against DC.
Yeah, that was also special because DC is like, I have to say it was an honor to play against him. But to have somebody that is 6'10", 6'11", that can handle the ball like him.
He was the first. He was the first dude like that tall with that much handle and pass.
And Billy Owens.
Oh, Billy, truth, yes.
But let me tell you a story about Derek. We're playing against Derek. I'm playing against Derek in the dome. And Sherman Douglas was the point guard.
Yeah.
Derek. So I'm defensive player of the year, right? And I'm literally sitting in Derek Coleman's shorts with him. And he's just waving everybody off with his right hand. He's waving them off, and he's bringing the ball up like I'm not even there. That's how good his hand. And I played against some really good ball handlers. And that guy was 6'10", 6'11", handling the ball like it was nothing. And Billy Owens was the same.
Wow.
Billy Owens is also like that. So I gotta give props to the people that we played against.
Nah, that's real, man. Shout out to Xavier Barros. When the game I was talking about earlier, Wagner versus Curtis, he's the point guard for Wagner. I think they're 24-1, 25-1, one of the best records in the city. Trying to put Staten Island back on the map. So salute to you, King. Now, all the guys that you talked about playing against, right?
Yep.
Who ass did you bust to let you know you was ready for the next level?
That's tough.
You talked about battling with DC. You talked about shutting down Tim Perry, who's one of the best power forwards in the country.
Man,
Who ass did you put it on to let you know I can go to the next level and play?
Well, when I went to wow, man, that's a tough one because it's like, first of all, you got to be careful and watch your mouth.
Hey, listen, you put down enough work to talk your talk, because this is your time for your flowers. So it's your day today, baby.
Wow, man, that is actually I never really thought about that one. To be honest with you.
That's why I got it in there. And when we get to the top fives, it's gonna get even harder. Trust me.
Wow. Man, that's tough. That's tough to even get a name out because we was just competing so hard, and it was guys that you played against that also was getting theirs against you. So I just
yeah. And look, and when I talk about that, you could have played against a guy who was better than you, and he just let you know you could play. Right? I'll give my example. Playing against Anthony Mason of West Fork, his first year in the Knicks. Right? He has 34. I have 28. When I left the game, everybody's telling me I bust his ass, right? And rest in peace to Anthony Mason. Great guy, great ball player. But I took it as I can play in the league.
Yeah.
And those pro-am games back in the days wasn't nothing to laugh at. It was definitely the real deal. So that's hey Joe, that's right. He's in the hot seat, Joe. Tell him.
But look, I'm gonna pull one off the record, and this one is gonna be in the summer league up in Cicero, New York. I got to put you Tony Red Bruin, but after we played Tony Red Bruin up in Cicero, New York, and there's some people up there that remember that game because I did some damage that game. Tony, I still love you though, even though you climbed to the next level on that elevator.
So what was that game like, and do you remember how much you had? Or what did you do?
I had like about 35 and about 20 rebounds or something like that. But that was a good game. It also was because like we had Division II players. We had guys from Ghana and Ithaca, and here we are battling against guys, all D1 guys. I had Joey Babcock from oh my God, I had all Oswego dudes, Tim Marshall, and just guys that we battle every day in Oswego, in this little town. Then we go up to Cicero, like right in between Syracuse and Oswego, and here's like Tony Red Broom with a whole crew. And yeah, I don't know if we remember that day, but I don't know if they got that video still, but yeah, I did my thing.
As long as you remember, fam, that's what's important.
I remember.
So, how did going to St. Bonaventure prepare you for the real world and playing overseas? What did St. Bonaventure do for you to get you on your own?
Wow, I think that's an excellent question. For a kid coming from the Bronx and from Harlem, a combination of the two, arriving at St. Bonaventure was definitely a culture shock for me. I went from having everybody black around me to being like one of 5 or 6 black people on campus, and like 5 or 6 people that were black were on the basketball team. So that was kind of adjustment, because I came to St. Bonaventure with my Big Sam chain.
Tell people about that story, that Sam the Man, right?
Oh yeah, I had Big Sam. I had a Big Sam chain. It was like a license plate. They had a basketball on one side and a basket on the next, and they had Big Sam in the middle. And then I had the original Superman emblem, gold medallion, hanging off it. So then they used to call me Super Sam. So it was crazy because I came out of the Bronx, from Fordham and Grand, and I'm walking.
That hip hop culture got you. You got the chain on, right?
Love hip hop culture. And I walked on the campus, and everybody had their polos on, and I was like, I'm really out of place, with this, So like after a week or two, I was like, okay, I don't really need to floss up here like we had to, do back home. Like back home, you had a gold chain. It was everything back then.
That's right.
It's not necessarily that you had anything to do with the game, but people thought that you had something to do with the game if you had a gold chain. And he's doing something. He's moving. But I didn't need that. I didn't need that at St. Bonaventure. What St. Bonaventure needed from me was just for me to just be myself. And I learned how to be myself being around the students. And I have to say I had so much support from the students. And I believe that we have one of the best alumni associations on the planet. I still have about 3,000 people that I hit on Facebook every day. But that experience at St. Bonaventure, to make a long story short, it allowed me to be around people that I haven't been around my whole life, and then understand the differences and also the similarities that we have.
Gotcha.
If I can say that,
No, that's real. I experienced the same thing going to prep school in Maine my senior year, and it kind of balanced me out. Well, actually, going to Abraham Lincoln helped me out because Abraham Lincoln was multicultural.
Yeah, but then it's like where I came from, was literally bullets and bats and knives, and then to go on campus. You heard birds. You saw deer running across the campus. And I'm like,
yeah,
wow, that was inspirational. But the dormitory that we stayed in was Francis Hall. So all the basketball players, all the swimmers, all the rugby guys, all the baseball guys, they stayed out there. So, and we had basically our own cafeteria. We had our own gym out there. So, as far as the students were concerned, we really got tight with each other.
Right.
So we changed the the face of the campus by reaching out or I did. I tried my best. Just put it this way. I tried my best to reach out to each and every student on the campus while I was there to let them know that, hey, I'm just not a basketball player. I'm a human, you know. And I think it was an article in one of the school newspapers about me and the other black players on campus. And you know, one of the quotes I always said was like, "I'm just like you. When you punch me in the nose, I bleed." You know.
Facts.
So I went in the mentality that I wasn't going to be different than everybody else, but I was going to make sure that everybody knew that there is a difference.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give a shout out to my guy Tamil Murphy. This is his book, Poetry in Motion. Right? Tamel's the ball player. He actually played overseas as well. Yeah. And his time he was in China. And when he had some a break, you know, I guess during the whole COVID thing, you know, he put his mind to good use, and he created a book of all the poems that he was writing.
Wow.
Right? So we're trying to get this in my school now. I'm going to get a copy over to my assistant principal, and we're going to try to make that happen for my guy, man. You know, definitely.
It's so many interesting stories, man. And one of these days I would love to write a book, too, just to tell some of my stories. I have some really, really good inspirational stories about, you know, where I came from. And like we're talking about St. Bonaventure now. It was like, that's what inspired me to play harder at St. Bonaventure. I was in the culture. I was one with everybody on campus. You know, it was no, Sam is selling out or something like that. It was just like, I demanded that you treat me good.
Yeah, but being where we from, you know, and being just around, you know, our people, you know, the world is bigger than that, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get out into the world, you got to mingle with everyone and get a taste of everything, so you know what the world is really like. You know, we're in our own little microcosm of New York City, and it's segregated. As big as New York City is, it's very segregated, right? But when we get a chance to go into college or prep school, junior college, wherever at, overseas, we have to mingle with the rest of the world. And what better training is that in college, right?
I mean, it was one of the best experiences I ever had. And that's why I love St. Bonaventure to this day. And I love like all my class, my 1989 graduating class, we're still tight. But the school in general, the alumni, I don't know if Elmer told you about them when he was on here.
Yes, everyone talks about the fact that my guy Joe comes on every time I have a St. Bonaventure guy. Every time I post someone for St. Bonaventure, he's the first guy to like, comment, right? So I already know how close you guys are.
Yeah, it's people have alumni associations, but there's nothing like St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure is more than special. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. The amount of support that you get, you know, if you have a birthday, like yesterday I had an anniversary, I had a wedding anniversary. Yeah, I just put something.
Salute, congratulations.
Yeah, and everybody, hey, happy anniversary. You know, is this, especially during COVID. You know, I had this thing on Facebook where, you know, when I send motivational things out to my classmates. And, you know, just the feedback that I get from them, you know, how much they appreciate that I took the time to write something, you know, to them during COVID when everybody was locked up, you know, that was really good. And it was something that I started just to get my mind clear. And I didn't realize that it was actually helping my own classmates. But then my own classmates, you know, they sent me their messages saying, hey, Sam, man, I sort of appreciated you last year, and I appreciate you, you know, everything that you did and all the posts that you did, because I wouldn't have made it without you, you know. Or my son copied off all your posts and he put it on his wall because he broke his arm, and you motivated him. Your post motivated him to, you know, to keep going. That's a good feeling.
Now, who is Fr Dan? For Dan says hi.
Father Dan? That's Father Dan.
Yeah, I guess that's who it is. That's because Joe just said it.
If you need a blessing, go to Father Dan. He'll help you win the championship. Father Dan, keep saying those prayers for St. Bonaventure this year.
No doubt. Salute to Father Dan.
Oh, Father Dan.
Fact.
But
So, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, what I was going to say is like, the alumni association and also the college, all the way through playing and all that, they were always there. When we flew down to Jacksonville, we had a strong St. Bonaventure following. Everywhere we went, there's always like a full. Everybody else's fans are there, but St. Bonaventure's fans are the loudest. People from Olean, New York, hour and a half south of Buffalo. You would never think that a school hour and a half south of Buffalo could be so loud. It continues
Wow.
loud even after you graduate. Loud with support, loud with just backing you. If you need a hotel somewhere, they're the first ones. Hey, I know a good hotel over there. It's just the support system at St. Bonaventure is just ridiculous. And I loved when I played there, and I love it even more after I graduated because the friendships that I built, they just keep getting better and better.
Wow. That's awesome. So now you're making another transition, turning into a professional basketball player. Did you go around overseas? Did you try for any NBA teams? What was that transition like?
But the first before I went overseas, I had tryouts at Ricky Kane's camp. In St. Peter's. You probably went there too, to go overseas. And then I had tryouts for the CBA, and I made that team, and also a USBL team. But it was like, I don't know. I want more. And then I got the opportunity, to play overseas, and the money was right. To be honest with you, yeah. And I decided to take my shot overseas. And to this day, I thank God that I had the opportunity to go overseas. And I went over to England first, and then went to Ireland, and then went to Iceland. And I was telling you when we first linked up about Iceland. If you ever get a chance to go to Iceland, and maybe everybody that's hearing this, if you ever get a chance to go to Iceland, it's going to change your perspective on life.
Mm. Why you say that, Sam?
Because I've always I came from a religious family. I came from religious upbringing. And when you come from a city of skyscrapers and glass and iron, so to speak, and steel, and then you're placed in an all natural setting with just mountains and waterfalls, all natural. It blows your mind.
You become one with nature,
Yes.
right?
The
Okay.
thing that I loved the most about Iceland was the Northern Lights. And the Northern Lights is basically like having the 4th of July every single night without the sound. Where I stayed at, I stayed in the summer home, and it was so dark you couldn't see your hand in front of you. But
Wow.
when you looked up, it literally looked like the sky was dancing. It was like a prism. The reds and the greens and the blues and everything. It was like dancing. That was amazing. Yeah, that was an amazing thing. Where I walked out of the place where I was staying, the apartment I was staying, and I looked out. There was a lake in front of my house, and then there was the mountains, and the water was falling off the waterfall.
Mm.
And I was like, there is a God. There has
Wow.
to be, after seeing that,
The Most High is definitely real.
Yeah. So I mean, that was a good experience, as far as finding myself. That was the year that I always say that I found myself, where there was no disco. Yeah. There was no bar. Yeah. All it was the weight room. So I went from 225, 220 to almost 250, a solid muscle. You know, that's why my numbers are high in Iceland. It's just,
Hold on. Let's speaking of numbers, I'm gonna run through some things real quick. I just want you to just relax and take this in because I know you know, but for everybody who don't know, he gets out to England, 15 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Then he moves out to Ireland, 32 points, 15 rebounds, league champion, right?
Yep.
Then he goes out to Iceland, we just talking about, 43 points, 22 rebounds, 4 assists, slam dunk champion, and top scorer in the league. Then he moves over to Ireland, 28 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, right? He moves out to France, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Bounce back in Germany, 35 points, 20 rebounds. Germany again, 32 points, 15 rebounds. Do you understand? Do y'all understand the level of consistency you have to just have these numbers year in and year out? No matter where you're playing, these numbers are very significant.
People don't understand. But you know what people don't understand as a professional also, and this is what I want to tell some of these young kids that are coming over. When you're a professional, you can be a professional in the second league or the third league. You're a professional. As soon as somebody is paying you for your service,
right,
you're a professional. If you are like, oh, I'm not going to take this job because it's in the third league, then you are missing out. Yeah, and I can tell you that because I've done that myself. I played in the top leagues, some of the top leagues in Europe, but I also played in some of the lower leagues in Europe, and I made more money than the guys that were playing in the first league.
Talk to him, Sam. Talk to him.
Yeah. So you know, when I was going, and I'll tell you an example. Like when I was playing in Gießen, that's near Frankfurt, and the guys was like, "Oh yeah, you're leading the league, and you're second league in score, top leading scorer, but you're in the third league." And I'm like, "How many times you got to practice?" And you know, no disrespect, you know, how many times do you have to practice a week? And it's like two times a day. Then how many games you got? Like three games a week. Yeah. So I'm playing the third league. I'm making more money than you. I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. But
No. Listen, this needs to be said.
When guys talk to you a certain way, you have to let them know. You know, it's like, okay, I might be playing in a lower league, but I don't have the wear and tear on my body that you have. Yeah, and I'm making more money than you.
Talk to him, Sam. Let him know.
If you feel a certain way, then hey, every Sunday morning at 12 o'clock on the barracks, there's a basketball court. And those same dudes, was like, oh, you should be playing here in the first. Yeah, I know that. But I also have a career after I finish playing. It was only about basketball.
That's right.
Yeah. But, you know, it's like all those experiences, you know, you talk about playing in the high leagues or the second leagues or the third leagues, you know. Anytime that I feel that a basketball player gets an opportunity to play in a different country is a blessing. Yeah. By you playing in and I say this from, you know, from playing and also being an agent, it's like somebody has to know that you exist. Everybody knows that you exist in America. But when you come across the waters, nobody really knows who you are when you're playing in the lower leagues. Okay, if you make a name for yourself, yeah, you can go straight up to the top with no problem. But you have to seize the opportunity. Most of the guys, oh yeah, I wouldn't only go and play in the first division because I went to this school. Yeah. Now I've run into some people who played in the third division and second division, yeah, that balled out. It didn't matter if they was in the first division or second division in America. Yeah? And I also put some heat on some people who also went to Duke in Connecticut and all of them. Yeah, and they also got it. So it doesn't matter when it comes down to the professional side, it doesn't matter what school that you went to. And I think the NBA is starting to see that now, where, you know, guys are coming out of the division and third division and still making it.
Listen, Steph Curry, mid-major, right?
Yeah.
We got my man Damian Lillard, mid-major.
Sure.
Ja Morant, mid-major. All these guys are superstars.
Yeah, yeah. But you
And
know,
they weren't ranked in high school.
no. But you know, it's all about your heart. And this is what I wanted to say to some of these young guys that are maybe watching. It's all about your heart. And I said it about myself in the beginning of this interview. Is I wasn't as good as everybody else. I worked myself into to being a good player. You know, I got into the gym. I shot. I ran. And most of the things I did the most was run and jump rope. Run and jump rope, do push-ups. That's what I did the most. Yeah, and then work on my moves after I was taught the moves. Work on my drop steps. Yeah, the simple fundamentals. And those things that you practice, yeah, that's going to help you on the high school level. It's going to make you excel on the college level, and it's going to just take over your whole career if you know the fundamentals as a professional. You know, I had one guy joke with me. He was like, "I seen you play. You only use two moves." I said, "Yeah.
Now
Well,
stop it.
bring out 3, 4 more moves if the two moves are working all the time. You just have to use your head, and that's the difference between using all your energy in the first 3 quarters and having nothing in the fourth quarter, or you pace yourself and just break everybody's back in the fourth quarter. It's just using your head, but it all comes down to the fundamentals. And you know, I don't want to talk like I was the greatest player or ever.
No, but these are lessons that young guys need to know because you've been places that they never even been to or imagine it of being or wanting to go. So they need this information.
And but this is the information I try to pass on. Now that I'm a little bit older, and I have my own basketball company and club and everything. My thing is I want to teach the kids that hard work is always gonna beat talent. Always. You know, I call
Especially when talent don't work hard, right?
exactly. And you have a lot. What I'm seeing now is a trend, and I'm sure you guys see it too. Is a trend that everybody think that they made it.
Instagram
Yeah,
videos,
yeah,
YouTube videos.
that doesn't mean anything to you when somebody is putting their shoelaces on your eyebrows. That doesn't mean nothing to you. Yeah, if you're not playing hard defense and every time and you can't stop, you can't keep that guy in front of you. The same Instagram guys, yeah, are gonna be the same guys that's gonna be signing that letter of intent, going to your college that you're supposed to go to, if you're not willing to put the time in. And
Yeah.
that's some of the lessons that I learned, again from the Riversides, yeah, from Tom Murray at Cardinal Hayes, from Coach O'Brien at St. Bonaventure, yeah, and a numerous amount of coaches when I played professional. The harder you work, the more you're going to get out of it. If you take the shortcut, you're not going to win. And that's like the most thing I want to get across to the kids is like keep working, because you might think that you're not talented because you didn't score 10 points. But there is somebody that's sitting in the stands that might say, hey, that's exactly the kid that I need. That kid right there, the one that dived on the floor. I want that kid. So that's my lesson to them.
Yeah, I had Kim Hampton on here. She played 14 years overseas before she even went to the WNBA. I don't think a lot of people realize that. And when she came on, she talked about all the different countries she played for and how many languages she speaks. How many different languages do you speak, brother?
I speak German, and I'm learning Dutch. Yeah. Soll ich was sagen? Soll I say something to you? Es geht gerne Deutsch mit dir sprechen when you will.
Nice.
If you want me to speak German with you, I will.
Yeah. Give me a little bit.
Yeah, so. Aber es ist kein Problem. Hey, es gibt eine hele Tag mit Deutsch praten, auf Regen. Kein Problem.
That's awesome, man. So what would you say would have been your favorite country to play, right? I know your favorite country to live in, but what would be your favorite country to play in?
I have to say, I have to go back to Germany. As far as the level
Okay.
and consistency with everything, as far as payments and uh, just organization. I would say Germany. For the country that I had to tear myself away from would have to be Ireland, because
Mm.
I still have really really good friends there, and that was for me, that was like, oh man, I really want to stay, but I was so into really getting to the next level, and advancing, not only in payment but also in playing, that I left. But the country that hurt the most leaving was Ireland.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, how was like different in the Netherlands? How was it different from the States?
Basically, the Netherlands and the States is the same, you know, except for the crime. The level of crime is, it's a very safe place for you to raise your kids. People are freer with their thoughts, so to speak. They're not so uptight about little things. I mean, uh, I know, everybody's crazy back home about seeing nudity on TV. It's like you see nudity on the commercials, so you get used to it. It's not such a big deal. Um, I think the educational part is very good. The schools are very good over here, and if you want to compare it to the states, there's a lot of positive things in in Holland, and there's a lot of things that I would never ever take away from America. The competitiveness that Americans have is on a different level compared to all these countries. That's my personal opinion.
Got you. I got you. Yeah. Yeah.
When I coach the kids, and and I see where these kids come from, so to speak. I'm gonna speak plain with you. Yeah, 'cause, people have to know. It's like the kids over here are they get everything that they want. They have everything. So when it comes sometimes down to the hard times, where you have to dig deep, is not there. Now, if I compare that to uh, our kids growing up in the inner cities, and them having to navigate through the gangs and the drugs and all that, is nothing compared to that. So when you have a kid take that energy from, say, from New York City, and they're the only one that can get their family out of poverty or something. Yeah, it's just a different level of how you say, urgency.
It's similar to yourself and myself, who grew up in single parent households, who you had to do better to get better.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, I'm not disrespecting anybody in Holland or Europe. The only
Not
thing
at all.
the only thing I say is the social system over here is designed to help people, and it does help people. If we had some of the things over in America that they have over here, things would be a little bit easier for the people in the cities. But as far as players and that, you have some dynamite players over here, and that's what we do with our club. We try to develop these new players who want to go to universities and schools and prep schools. We develop them. We player develop them. I do my own scouting. I see kids. If I see a kid that's 6'11" and he tells me he's playing soccer, I'm like, man, you need to play basketball. So, but
Right.
there is a lot of talent here, and there's a lot of talent to be tapped into. But I think that there's also a lot of pitfalls for the kids over here, and I'll just speak to that. The pitfalls being, people don't want to let them go. They rather keep them in this country, and that's one of my knocks, or or one of the areas where I stand up and say, you know what, this game can take you around the world. It took me over here. You know, you can live out your dream too if you get an opportunity, you know, to go to the States with your basketball. Don't let anybody stop you from, you know, from living your dream. And that's the only like one of the only differences that I can say is a lot different in America than here. When in America, it's like if you're good at basketball, they're gonna push you. If you're good at basketball and football, they're gonna push you. Sports is heavy. You know, we push everybody. It's not to say that we don't want kids to be educated, but there's just more opportunities for you know for basketball
Definitely.
sports in America. And my job allows me with my camps with DBX, what we do over here, Dynasty Basketball Experience, allows me to see that talent. And if we see the 2 or the 3 kids at camp where I say, wow, okay, he might be ready, or he has something, or she has something that they can go over go over to the States. I'm that guy that's going to push them. And all our coaches from our coaching staff, we're going to push these kids to make sure that they get to the States where they really want to go, and not get the idea in their head that they have to stay where they are and never have the opportunity to live out their dreams. Because, you know, I was also 5 and 6, 13 and 14.
That's
Thinking
right. Yeah.
I was going to the league, you know, and life takes you on different paths. I lived my dream. You know, I got paid to play basketball. People flew me to their country and let me live in their country where other people come and go on vacation.
Right about that.
So that's why I'm grateful. It's not a bragging thing. It's about being grateful for the opportunity that orange basketball in a ring has transformed me from living in there you go. From living in the middle of the city to going to St. Bonaventure University to coming overseas and living in countries where we only read about in the history books.
That's right.
So my experience, or my overseas experience, you know, I've been over here over 30-something years, is I'm still learning. And because of everything that I went through, you know, in high school, in the university, you know, that allowed me to live a little bit easier over here because I'm able to articulate how I feel to people. Whereas if I was still that guy from the DBX 20 years ago, I wouldn't talk so much. So, you know, I'm grateful, you know, to have a strong family, a wife that supports me, a coaching staff that's behind me, just a lot of really good people again, the support system, like I told you, from St. Bonaventure University, you know, just people from my support system from Cardinal Hayes, Drew Roberts and D. Mitchell and all those guys, you know, on the class of '85. I got to shout them out. You know, to have all those people still in my corner after all this time, and then also to see when, because of you, to go, you know, to come online now, and then to see my friends, and then to say, whoa, I used to play with that guy, or I used to play with
That's
him.
right.
About him, you know, this gives me the opportunity to, you know, to tell more stories, you know, to my kids and to the kids that I coach. You know, I was in the interview today, and I saw so and so, and we was talking about this person and that person. It's great memories for me too.
Well, until you write your book, man, just keep me informed on that, man. But I'm glad I could play a part and let you tell your story. But now we're going to get into one of the hardest parts of the show, brother. And it's called Top 5, Top 5, Top 5, Top 5, Top 5. Now listen. You're going to see for yourself.
Yeah.
I have to go back and think about some things. But we're going to start off right now with the top 5 players from your neighborhood. Only 5. You named about 20 guys that from your surrounding area who were the guys.
Surrounding area.
Top 5 players from your neighborhood.
Ooh, I'm gonna give Charlie Beck. I'll give Charlie Beck a shout out. Daryl Mack, Tip Dog, Mike Dog. I'm gonna give it to you. I got one more, right?
Yeah.
Man, one more. Oh my Lord, one more. But you know what? Rod Strickland. And I'm gonna say
You said Ron Strickland?
I said Rod Strickland.
Got you. That's a dope file.
I should have called his name first. No disrespect. No
Nah,
disrespect.
it's all good. So in no particular order.
But Rod Strickland, and because he actually meant a lot more to me than he knows. Yeah, but he's very, for me, he's a special dude.
Got you. I'm gonna definitely let him know that.
And shout out to Sidine too.
Hold on. While I'm sending Rod this message, right?
Yeah.
I need to know the top 5 players you played against. Ever.
Olden Polynice, Walter Berry, Derek Coleman, Wendell Alexis.
Another one not even the show. He's another guy who helped a lot of guys overseas.
And he killed over in Germany for years. A lot of championships. And one more. And even though he's my teammate, I got to give it to him. Elmer Anderson. I'm sorry.
Facts. Salute Elmer. That's my guy.
Even though
the JV coach at Brooklyn Tech High School, and he runs a basketball tournament. I Got You tournament out here in Bed-Stuy for the kids. Yeah, definitely.
But hey, so what I'm trying to do, and we're gonna link up on after this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna call you after this. I'm definitely gonna call you after this.
Listen, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get all my guys that have their basketball organizations. In New York City. We're bringing them to Amsterdam. Oh
man, that would be awesome. I would love to help you organize that, brother. We can.
Because I would love for you to follow this story because it's been a dream of mine. Because I was involved with the Fresh Air Fund a long time. I told you, right? Going back and forth.
Yes.
So it's always been a dream of mine to give back. And my way of giving back is trying to see if we can get some of these kids that are really talented basketball players to come over and see what's going on in Europe, take them on a tour so they can see, so they know like it's not only college. After you finish playing college, you also have the opportunity to come overseas and play, or just come over and study.
No, we could definitely make that happen, man. I think that would be great for our youngsters, again, to broaden their horizons and see what the world has to offer.
Right. So one more thing I just have to tap on is like if I ever I'm definitely coming through in July to New York. I would definitely like to sit down and speak to a couple of people also about the coaching opportunities back in the States, because I have a nice pipeline of players that I would like to see if we can get into these schools. But if God gives us or grants us the grace and the opportunity to come back to New York City, I would love to come back to New York City and coach.
Please do, because that's my birthday month. And we have a young man on here. His name is Big Boy K. He's from Florida.
Yes,
this
sir.
kid, I think he's like 14 years old. He's like 6'8". He's like one of the top players down in Florida. And he's going to have a great future. So I want to say, what's up, Big Boy? Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to get you on the show one day. I promised you that like 2 years ago. But I see you doing your thing. Keep doing it, brother. Young kid.
Tell Big Boy to get on that plane and come over here and dunk on these kids.
We can make that happen. One of my best friends knows his father very well, so definitely try to make that happen.
We'll make it happen. Once again, hey, I don't know if we get ready to wrap it up or not, but hey,
we got 2 more top 5s to go through, and then
we got top 5s.
We
before
got we didn't finish yet because we got touch on New York City, baby.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Top 5 players in New York City history.
Ooh. You know I'm gonna have to go with Rod again.
That's right.
Yeah.
AB Money, what up?
And it's just because it's my era, I'm gonna have to go with Walt.
Walter, the truth. That's right.
Olden Polynice. Ernie
Olden Polynice. Who you said after that?
Myers.
Ernie Myers, another friend of the show. What up, Ernie?
And I got to give Carter Hayes some love. Alvin Lott.
Alvin Lott. Need to get Alvin Lott. Need to get my guy Masburn. Cause
Alvin
look,
Lott,
brother.
Another ex-St. Bonaventure fellow, but hey, Alvin Lott is the truth.
Facts. Definitely support you with that. All right. Now, I'm a big look, Joe. Kareem is a given. Now listen, I was featured on the news a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
News 12 did a feature on the show, right? And that's my top 5 players. And I said Nate Tiny Archibald, Pearl Washington, Bernard King, Lloyd Daniels. And I knew he was waiting for me to say Kareem. Everybody knows Kareem is the GOAT, right? And we've been saying this for years. It's not to leave out Kareem, but other guys mean a lot to us as well.
Yeah.
So my 5th guy was Rolando Blackman.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
This guy, remember him coming up? He was 2nd team All-City, then went out to Kansas State, became player of the year out there, one of the top players in college, then became a 4-time All-Star.
Yes.
When we hear guys who make 2nd team All-City, they don't usually do what Rolando Blackman did in his career. And he also was Olympic gold medalist.
Yes, he was.
And he was also the first pro basketball player I had on my show. So those things, all those things tie into why I pick him as one of my top 5 ball players.
Wow.
And it's not that we all know Kareem is the GOAT. He won on every level.
That's just respect. That's just total respect right there.
Yeah?
Good choice. Lloyd Daniels.
Come on.
Who knows about Sweet Pea?
Listen, who I had on the show, damn, I just had this guy. I don't want to, because this is the 213th shows, because sometimes I get the stories get conflicted.
Yeah.
But someone just told me, it was Anthony Pill.
Yeah.
Right? Anthony Pill told me Lloyd Daniels was talking to him in Italy about how proud of him he was and enjoy your time overseas, and went out there and gave him 69 points and a half.
It was like that. Yeah? And hey, look, Sweet Pea, hey, don't be surprised, because he had, like, when he was younger, he had a nice little friendly face, and that's the way he used to get you. He used to come over. He was nice. He used to talk to you, because we went out to California together with Riverside, and Sweet Pea was the nicest dude, you know. But when you put that ball in his hand, it was over.
Yes.
Left and right in AAU, like it was
definitely.
Another guy that I forgot to say his name, and I hope he don't feel disrespected.
Nah. Lloyd is chilling in Jersey right now. He texts me every day with some blessing verses and motivation. So I like to give salute to my friend, my brother Lloyd Daniels, for sure.
Salute to Ronnie Matthias too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Terminator, when you coming on this show? I gotta keep blowing his phone up and let him know he need to come on.
You haven't seen nothing until you saw him live.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
Yeah.
Last one.
Uh-oh.
Now, I'm a big basketball movie guy, right? Whenever there's a basketball movie, I try to watch it. I don't care if it's, corny or whatever it is, right? I'm not going to give you any hints because I'm about to mention some movies. But I want to know What are your top 5 basketball movies of all times, including documentaries?
Okay. Cornbread Earl and me.
That's it, baby. That was one that started it all, right?
Yeah, loving basketball.
Nice.
Blue chips.
Blue chip. Yo, blue chips is very underrated. I'm surprised a lot of people don't. That's not on a lot of people's list. That show you the inside of college basketball.
Shaq Attack. Oh, love it. Love Shaq. And Hoosiers, of course, man. You know, Billy Ho.
Hoosiers, definitely classic.
You know, that's it. Anything else? Am I missing one?
Yeah, you missing one more.
Oh, above the rim. What you talking about?
Above the rim, I was in that movie. Yes. I was in the purple team. I got a few walk-bys. And I had hair on my head that weekend. I had grew my hair out. I didn't get a chance to get a haircut. So as I'm about to go get a haircut, my boy go, yo, Pooh, if you get a haircut, they're not going to let you in the movie because you already shot a scene. I was like, what do you mean? You got to come back looking the same way.
Yes, sir. But hey, the kids don't know about that Cornbread Earl and me.
Cornbread, that was the one that set it off, man. Had me crying, man, what they did to my guy Cornbread. And I had to shoot like Jamal Wilkes until my coach changed my shot.
Smooth with it, though. He was smooth with it.
Definitely, brother, definitely. Hey, listen, Sam, I'm glad we was able to get this, conversation off because we've been talking for a while. You had a lot of people hit me up saying I need to get you on the show. It was a pleasure hollering at you, man. And we're not going to stop because we got each other's numbers and we just going to keep talking. And we're going to get that connection from New York City to Amsterdam.
Let me just give you, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, it's all good.
Just give you your props and so everybody can hear it. Appreciate you and appreciate everything that you are doing for New York basketball and the history. Yeah, because without you, people wouldn't know that Sam Graham existed no more. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that, brother. Trust me, these are all the blessings. I'm here to serve. I found my purpose in life. I do it with my kids that I work with in high school. And here, I just do it for you guys, man. So salute to all of you guys and appreciate you. And thanks to your wife for making sure we can make this happen.
I tell you, that's my backbone. I can't do nothing without her.
That's right.
Love her. Okay, my man. Hey, thank
all
you
right, brother.
Hey,
definitely.
Let's make it happen so we can get these kids over here.
No, we're going to make it happen for sure.
Okay. Appreciate
all
you.
All right, brother. Peace. Salute. There you have it. Sam Graham, New York City great. Cardinal Hayes, repping that Catholic School League. Listen, we never know what kind of journey life is going to take us on. But if you work hard and you stay prepared, you're always ready for the moment. Like myself, I lost my moms. I had to grow up fast. So I know Sam had to do the same thing. And he turned his life into roses. He went out overseas. Like he said, he found himself. He became a man and was able to live out his dreams of a professional basketball player and international star. A lot of us don't get those chances. So when you do, make the best of it. Cherish the moment. Because, hey, you might just be the next Sam Graham. And saying that, I want everybody to go to my YouTube page and make sure you subscribe. All right? Check out my guy, New York City legend Kareem Reed, and a host of others. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads, the official home for New York City basketball. Make sure y'all cop that merch too, man. All right? We got that merch in store. Official Basketball Heads hoodies, because it's still hoodie season. Peace.
Y'all ready?